Okie dokie. In this problem, they ask which of the following inequalities describes the value of x that is shown in orange. I'm going to try to simplify how to go about this. The first step would be to find the center of this region here. So we're going from -2 to 0. So the center is definitely -1. The center being -1 tells us that the inside of the absolute value bars should be sort of the opposite of -1. So like we should see a +1 in the absolute value bars, and naturally we should see an x at the start of the absolute value bars. So x plus 1 should be what we see inside the absolute value bars just on account of -1 being the center. And then how far out do you go from the center to the outer bounds? We go +1 and we go -1. However far out you go is the value that should be on the other side of the inequality. So it's almost like your radius of your interval. It's like from the center, how far out do you go? You go 1. And so that radius shows up on the other side of the inequality every time. So less than or equal to 1. That kind of tells you that B is our answer here. So look for the center and then look for the radius, and hopefully that should be enough every time. Let's give it a shot. Sometimes they're not as easy as that, right? So when we look here, we have -8, and then we have, I think that's just +8. And so our center in this case is a fortunate just 0. So our center is 0, which means we should see x minus 0 inside the absolute value bars. We definitely know it's not B or C, right? And so naturally, if we have x minus 0, that's just going to be x. So we have absolute value of x. And then again, the question is, how far out do we go from the center? We go 8 out in both directions, +8, -8. So 8 is our radius, which means we should see less than or equal to 8. And that's all there is to it. All right, let's do one more. We're going here from -3 all the way to 15. So the center might be a little weirder to find in this case, but I believe, what should that be? I think that's just 6. Yeah, I think that's it. So the center, or halfway between -3 and 15, is just 6. If you were having trouble finding it just visually, you could definitely just do -3 plus 15. Do the two endpoints added together and then divided by 2. That'd be 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So that's one way of finding it. Anyway, so 6 is our center, which means x minus 6, again, it's sort of the opposite of that value, should show up in the absolute value bars, which gives away our answer. And then again, we go from 6 to 15, that's +9. From 6 to -3, that's -9. So our radius is 9. And so B is our answer here. Hope that makes sense. Find the center, find the radius, and that should give it away. All right.